Yo, what's good, family and friends? Hey, this video here, man, is just for thought. Just something to have us thinking, right? I remember as a kid, man, I used to be afraid of a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff. I'm talking for real, for real. It was a lot of things that I was afraid of. And the truth is, all those things I was afraid of turned out to be false. All the things I was afraid of turned out to be false. You know what I mean? Yeah, what they call, how do they say, false evidence appearing real? Is just how that was, you know? Now I think about me at this older age that I am now. And I'm still to this day fighting old things, old fears. You know, I used to be afraid to question things, ask questions about anything. I mean, especially when it came to religion. Religion is the most controversial thing you can talk about, you know, religion. Because everybody have their own point of view. Everybody's set and stuck on the way they want to believe and what they're going to believe. And they know what their moms taught them and what their mother's mother taught them and so on and so forth. And it goes on and on and on. You know, and then I think about the fact that it was a time that people that believed in like nature and meditation and that type of stuff, those type of people were burned. People that you know, paid attention to crystals or burned incense or anything like that. Those type of people were burned. They were called witches, warlocks. A lot of them were burned alive. You know what I'm saying? Just because of that. The old days. Let's talk about the old days and the old times on how people used to think, man. And they were concrete with their thinking. They swore by these things. They swore by them. You know, and they would kill you for a simple thing as your belief. You know, if you sit there and you meditating or something, or they think that you're trying to do something harmful to them. And you're evil. To think that if you worship nature or if you glorify nature, you're considered evil. How crazy does that sound in this day and time? You know what I'm saying? I mean, do you ever think about that type of stuff? And then here we are, right? It's 2025. And it's a lot of information out here. A lot of information out here. A lot of things being exposed. A lot of things that we thought were real. We're finding out that, you know, it's not real. A lot of things that we took literally is really not meant to be thought of as literally. But people put it out there like to take it in the literal sense. And we do that and we don't question it because that's the status quo. That's what everybody's believing. And if you go outside of that box, if you go outside of that pattern, that way of thinking, something's wrong with you. You are evil. You need to go back to that church and repent or something like that. You feel me? That's crazy when you think about it, man. We live in a beautiful time now, though, because the truth is coming out. A lot of stuff that was hidden is coming out. I want you to think about this. All the stuff that we were taught to consider evil or whatnot, this is the same stuff that was used to keep us in bondage, y'all. Did you ever think about that? Look at some of the symbols. Look at the symbols that's being used. You know what I mean? You can take all that stuff back to Kemet, to the Egyptians. You can take that all back there, and you can see the symbols are similar. They're using the same thing. You know what I mean? Look at the eagle. Just look at things. Period. Open your eyes. We're so afraid. We're so programmed to go outside the box that we just accept whatever and we just go with it like that. We don't think. We're scared. We're afraid. We got to get out of this fear mindset. You know, that's what this video is about, man. I'm not on here to tell y'all nothing about eating or anything like that. Though I will, since I said the word eating, since I spit that out my mouth, I will brush that quickly, real brief. The stuff that we eat really contributes to our way of thinking. It keeps us in a fear-based mindset. You know what I'm saying? We're eating these animals that were they were terrified, they were scared, they were harmed, they were abused, they were poisoned. That some of them were just, we have to think about this. This is what we consume when we eat the animals. This is what we're consuming. All of that poison and stuff that was in them, we take that into us. And we wonder why we think like we do, and why we stay depressed, and why, why we are the way that we are, because we are what we eat. So yeah, I touched food. I had to touch on food. Eat life, baby. Eat life. If you're gonna eat meats, okay, I get you. At least try to get some halal meat or kosher or something like that, where the animal is supposedly slaughtered in a decent manner and fed grass and treated right. You know what I mean? At least if you're gonna eat an animal, go that route. You feel me? I would suggest you fruit up. Salute Bobby Smith, because fruit is life. Salute Stefan Jeffrey, and love life. Love life and live love. Salute myself, baby. Listen. I'm here because I think we all need to really rethink things, man. Look, I showed those books for a reason. Now they got this new thing where they found these beams, these things under the pyramids, right? They're huge. They're huge. They're finding more and more evidence of stuff. And the brother Billy Carson made mention of this in a book. This book, I think he said, was written like 5 years ago. Now he's talking about the stuff that these scientists are finding under the pyramids now from some machine or something they got way up, where they can look under things. Technology is wild now. But they've discovered these things, and they're pretty much like what the brother described in his book here. You know what I mean? But we brush Billy off as, oh, he a lunatic, he crazy, you don't know what he's talking about. We brush people like him off. We brush people like Malachi Z. York off, because he spoke about a whole lot of stuff that's going on. There's a lot of stuff that has come to pass. And we just brush these type of people off, right? But what if you found out that everything you were taught is a lie? I mean, you would think about that. You really need to stop and think. Let's stop being afraid. Let's step outside of the box. Let's get out of the old programming. Let's, give our respect to our parents, because they were only doing what they were doing their best with the knowledge that they had. And we know how we were all taught back then. You do what your mama and them say, and you don't question. I wish I would question my mama back in the day. I probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now had I took that route. Well, we know how it is. But you are responsible for you now. We are adults now. I know the majority of people watching this are adults. And if it is a few teens out there, do some research. Be respectful to your parents. Do your research, though, because that's your life. It's your life, baby. You know what I mean? Your parents is here with you now, but they ain't gonna be with you forever. You got to grow up and be responsible for you. You have to be able to think for yourself, to make moves on your own. It's a lot of things parents said, and a lot of things I said as a parent that was completely wrong to my children. Working off of that mentality of my parents and their parents, and it's time to break that curse, y'all. It's time to stop the traditional curse. Let's do things different. We got to make a change, like the brother Tupac said. You feel me? That's all I'm saying. Please read, research, do something to uplift yourself, better yourself, raise your vibration, your conscious level. There's a lot of information out here. There's a lot of things out here that's going on, and you don't want to be left in the loop. When you sitting there with your brew or whatever, watching one of them 50 Cent shows, and all of a sudden you get this Anunnaki, this space creature, or what we would call a space creature, knocking at your door or something like that. You don't know what's popping. You just gotta stay on top of stuff. You control what you can control, which is yourself, your thoughts, your actions, and you control yourself. That's the only thing you can control. But Never be afraid to learn more. Never be afraid. Stay open. You live in a world where you need to keep your mind open. We have been taught, and they put us in these schools, and all they teach us what they want us to know, teach us what they want us to remember, and that's how we're taught. We're taught to stay in that box. Get an education, get a good job, and get you a white picket fence in the house and all that good stuff, and just be like the rest of the sheep. Just stay in your place. You don't need to think. We'll do all the thinking. We'll do all the researching. We'll tell you what you need to know. That's the type of, that's what we've been raised on, y'all. That's how we've been programmed. And it's time for us to think for ourselves. 2025, like I said, it's time for us to come alive. It's time for us to raise our vibration. This is the season. This is the season for it. It's time for us to do it. The video is all about you thinking, giving you something to think about. You may say this dude is crazy talking like this, but it's okay, because the crazy people, the ones that you call crazy, are the ones that break through, that make these crazy inventions and things that now people are using to make their lives better. Some people that had a vision that no one else could see, and they were called crazy, that now are your leaders and your millionaires and billionaires controlling things. So call me crazy if you like. I'll be that. In a world like the world we live in, I enjoy being called crazy, because that means I'm not thinking like the masses of the people. If you are in that mind frame like the masses of these people, these non-player people, that's just walking around aimlessly accepting whatever and however it comes, then that's on you. I choose to be a thinker. I choose to put myself in a whole new position. I've done a lot of dumb stuff in my life, and I've come to that decision now that this will be, the rest of my life will be the best of my life. It will be me uplifting myself, learning as much as I can, and helping as many people as I can while I big myself up. As I level up, I'm gonna spit what I learned out there. I'm not gonna be selfish. Everyone needs to wake up and smell the coffee, so to speak. So yo, if y'all get a chance, check out Billy Carter's book. I have had this book for a little while now. I have not read it, but you know what? I am going to read it now. I skimmed through it and saw a few things, and I will read this book now. And another book recommendation for you people, my good people, will be this book here. Find out what we really should be eating, y'all. 80-10-10 diet. We are frugivores by nature, as we're designed for fruit. Fruits are designed for us. This will help you. Get you more fruit into your life, yo. Get you more fruit in your, look this up. 80-10-10 diet. It's a good start. The beginning of the book alone will let you know we should be eating fruit. And you make your own decision after you read the book. But don't say you're bored. You know, I'm gonna go back to that old video. You shouldn't be bored, because it's a lot to do. It's a lot to do. You're comfortable right now. Get uncomfortable, because soon you will be uncomfortable. Trust me. There's a lot going on in this world. You better learn to get uncomfortable now. Build you some good, healthy habits now, so that later you'll be okay. You feel me? That's all I'm gonna say on that. And on that note, y'all, I'm gonna say one more thing. Listen, do this for yourself. Get you a notebook, a pad, empty pad. Write down. Help yourself by doing this. Write down who you want to be. Write down the person that you see yourself as. Think about what you're doing right now and where you are right now. If you're not where you want to be, and you know you can be a better version of yourself, write that version out. Write down how he looks, what he eats, is he healthy, how much money, what he drive, what kind of house, what do, just write it out. Write it out. Write your thoughts out and manifest that. Become that person. Be the person you truly want to be, and don't just accept what's coming to you, because you're around a lot of people that energy is, it's like if you're around a bunch of broke people and you got a little money, you're around 5 broke people and you got a little money, you're gonna be the 6th one that pop up on the scene, because they're gonna make sure they milk you out of all that little money to get some little vices that they want. You feel me? That energy, your environment will make you. Your environment will make you. Change your environment. If you're around a circle that don't want anything, get around a circle that wants something, baby. If I find something that helps me, I'm gonna share it with you on hopes that it helps you too. Had I known this some years ago, I'd probably be in a different place. But unfortunately, I didn't. So I'm here now, and this is where I'm supposed to be now, because I need to tell this to someone else that may need to hear it, so that they don't make the mistakes that I made, or either if they made that mistake, they run across this video and say, damn, he's right. Damn, you know, let me get up here, let me think, let me get my mind together, let me focus, let me figure out what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, how I want to be. Let me write this out, let me envision it, let me give me a vision board, let me give me a plan. If you don't have a plan, you plan to fail, man. Get you a plan. And love life and live love. Join me again. This is just a think video. Think about your religion. Think about the foods that you eat. Think around the people that you hang around. And love life and live love, y'all. Salute. I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Oh, yeah. Only God can judge me, baby. And he dwells within. See y'all next time. Peace.